Hi everyone, and welcome to another Draftaholics Anonymous Kaladesh Draft. We'll be following along with Richard again today.
Hi everybody.
So let's get straight into it.
So this is a draft I did on Friday. A few reasonable picks there. The Renegade Freighter is a good one. Welling Sparks, also good. That aerial responder, you sort of got a bit excited about that. That card's just been really good.
Yeah, that card's really strong.
You've left the pummeler at the back. You're not going full combo straight away?
No. There are a few really good cards that I wouldn't be unhappy picking there. Like the Renegade Freighter, I'd be happy to pick. The Welding Sparks, I'd be happy to pick. But, going aerial responder this time.
Can't go past a bit of flying lifelink.
And Vigilance as well. It's great.
It's got too many keywords for one card.
Yeah.
Vampire White Hawk.
Yep. So there's the impeccable timing if I want to stick with white. There was also the blue-green gold card there. What's that called? The Imperial Voyager?
Oh yeah, just like
good.
makes 1 billion energy.
Yeah, that card's pretty good too.
And you should have taken the pummeler.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
go full energy.
So I'm taking the
Tiger's good too.
impeccable timing, I think, out of this.
Just because you're sort of like the first pick, such a strong pick in white.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on like the freighter, taking the freighter just to stay open? Like it's obviously it's an amazing card and it goes in any deck.
Yeah.
Like the fly is just that much better.
I think the flyer is better. You're right though. It's double white as well, so it's not something that you take lightly. But then the freighter is great. It's going to go into any of the decks. But I think the aerial responder is enough better that I'm happy.
Yeah. Okay.
Deciding to start with the colour.
Yeah.
Is there any deck that you wouldn't play the freighter in? Is a better way of asking it, I think.
I don't think so.
I think it's the best the best vehicle apart from rares and stuff, right?
No, I totally agree.
All right, so not a lot in white until we get to the back of the pack.
Oh, boo.
Removal City.
Yeah, so I think that there isn't anything better than Revoke Privileges that would make me want to go into a second colour. I'm pretty high on the Tidy Conclusion. But, but I'm happy just to stay with the white card.
Similarly, there's a Filigree Familiar in there, which could, colourless.
That's true.
Similarly to the freighter.
So there's another train in there.
Your white's sort of gone.
So Servant of the Conduit, I like. I think it's a fairly aggressive format, and I think it's good to have reasonable players on too, and that's going to ramp me into whatever else I pick up.
Yeah, I found that card to be pretty good. Just there all upside.
Yeah.
Right.
So, there's another Revoke Privileges. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and another back stomper. So this is where I had a little bit of a difficult pick because I've already got a reasonable green card and I've got a few excellent white cards. I'd definitely be playing either the Stomper or the Revoke Privileges.
Yeah, I think you're just taking... as you have just taken the Revoke Privileges. Yeah. You've already gone down that path, I think.
So again, there's some reasonable white cards. I think I'm in the right colour, fortunately. It's always good when you first pick a colour that ends up being open. I think the Artisan is a bit better than the Thriving Ibex.
Yeah.
Well, it depends what type of deck you end up
Yeah,
in.
obviously if you're in the energy, like if you end up in green-white energy, which you might, is like the Ibex potentially a better pick because of that?
Maybe. I think at this stage I don't know what kind of deck I'm going to be in. And I just would rather have the 3-drop than the 4. Now here, it's all dried up a bit.
Doorbuster, Pyrohelix.
There's a puzzle lot if I want to stay on a card that's relevant to what I've picked so far. There's also the Lawless Broker, which is not terrible. But
Staying on theme.
yeah, just staying on. I'm not really passing anything great there. At this stage, I'm recognising black looks pretty open.
Yeah.
So I could jump into black, or I could take one of these two decent on-colour cards.
Would you say
No.
black is more open than green though? We've seen we've seen so many green cards coming around as well.
Yeah, it doesn't seem any more open. Like I was looking at the Artisan there, thinking it's sort of close power level to the black cards that were in there, and same with the Ibex.
Yep.
So again, there's not really much in this pack in my colours. There's a reasonable combat trick, but it's not great.
Just something.
Yeah, something. Now, at this stage,
2 mana 2/3. Seems,
yeah, 2 mana 2/3
seems strong. Yeah, I reckon that guy's really strong.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with that. And there's a lot of good sort of counter synergies in green-white, which it looks like I am.
Yep.
There's the Sage at the back there, which is, if I end up in the energy version,
Yeah.
playable, but otherwise not great. Another subpar combat trick. What do you guys think of larger than life?
It's not. I don't think it's very great. I think. Yeah.
So I'm just cleaning up the tail end of the pack here. I should mention here as well, you'll see some things come around a little bit later than normal because it's a 9-person draft, this one.
How did that happen?
Yeah, I guess somebody showed up a little late and snuck in. It also went for 4 rounds.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah.
Gotta love F&M.
Yeah.
Your deck looks pretty good. Like, pretty
Yeah.
solid removal, some pretty strong creatures.
Yeah, it's a really good start, I think. I feel like I'm pretty solidly in those 2 colours, though. Like, I haven't speculated much on anything else. So, I'm hoping that Pack 3, those colours are as open as they were in Pack 1. Doesn't always happen.
Yeah, we passed, like, Aeroparian Tiger. Yeah, some of, like, the Artisans.
Yeah, there was that pack where I passed the Stomper and the
Yeah, the
Tiger in the
Stomper,
one
yeah.
pack, which could be a problem
Yeah.
coming back the other way.
Rhino.
Rhino's good. I'd be happy with the Rhino. I'd be happy with the Chief.
Oh.
Cannot avoid Ovia.
Every single draft, I think.
Every draft. I've drafted a few times, and I think I've had her 3 times.
Must be nice.
Yeah. It's just a great card. Just
It's just when she gets rolling, just unbeatable.
if you can stabilise it all,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just going to take over.
Another artisan
Yeah,
in the pack there.
The Quinn Steve Artisan's good. The mechanic is great in this colour combination as well, because you end up with so many fabricate things.
Yeah.
The Attuner's worth looking at too.
Yeah, it means, like, you can splash later on if there's something really great that you can pick up.
Yeah.
Even just running in place of a land.
Yeah. Slim it down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even cost you a card for 2 energy, essentially, which is great.
Yeah, it helps with any splashing you might want to do. The energy's worth having too.
What have we got for energy now? You've currently got an Ibex. Is that the only
Yeah.
outlet for them?
It's the only outlet for the energy. I've got the green 2-drop that makes
Mana,
energy. Yeah. There's not really much that's great in there. Foundry Inspector is a 3-drop that I could play. I could take the takedown as a sideboard card. I'm not too keen on the Ninth Bridge Patrol.
Yeah, it seems pretty underwhelming. It's pretty slow to get going and never really has that much of an impact, I've found.
I'm pretty happy to see that at the front of the pack.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the best removal in the set.
Yeah, pretty hard to pass that.
There's some good blue coming from my left, but at this stage I'm pretty happy being white-green.
White for removal, green for bombs.
Big
apparently.
beefers, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Tiger,
nice.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm happy to see that too. That's a reasonable white card as well. I think the Tiger's just better.
Yeah, the Tiger just packs so much more of a punch, doesn't it?
Yeah, trample. Trample's what does it.
Yeah. A 6/6 trampler, and, like, if you've got other ways to make energy, like, just unstoppable.
Yeah. It's going to be getting attacks through a lot more readily than the console's shield mate as well.
Yep.
Shield card, whatever he is.
Shield something. Harold.
Hey.
Cobra.
I really like the Cobra.
Yeah.
It can hold down the board in the early game if you need to hold off things or get through for attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like having the 2 drops. I'm going to focus on the early part of the curve.
And the Cobra's great because it's good early, good late.
Yep.
Right? In the end of the game, you can still block something and kill it.
Yeah, it's also an artifact which is not irrelevant. There's nothing for me here that I'm particularly likely to play.
The not quite as good train.
Yep. Well, I talked to a guy that's collecting them, so
That specific train.
that specific train, yeah, yeah, he's a train enthusiast for that specific train.
Wow. I imagine him at home with just a whole wall covered in Aradara Expresses.
Maybe he's going to backsleeve the.
Backsleeve is
for-
like an
for a
EDH deck
yeah.
or something.
You're going to have some sort of catchphrase as well if you do something like that.
Yeah.
Prepare to get run over.
Terrible.
So, again, there's not really much that I'm interested in here. The Fragmentize is actually reasonable.
Yeah, I think in terms of removal, like it's pretty good. That it actually hits like a lot of reasonable things, like trains and stuff.
Yeah, and somebody's taking all of the good vehicles because I haven't seen any.
Yeah,
except for
yeah.
that first train that I saw.
Yeah, I think playing one Fragmentize in any deck, any white deck,
I
is
think
fine.
like 2 is fine.
Even
too.
playing 2?
Yeah, like
Oh.
there's a lot
we're
of
in,
stuff.
We're in luck then.
Take another one.
Yeah, I'm also conscious of cutting anything that might look like a good card to my
Yeah.
to the people on my right.
You just want to make sure like white and green is really open in pack 3.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think we've got a really solid start in those colours, and if I can make it look very unappealing to the
Yeah.
people on my right, then I'll do that.
Well, you better take the camel then.
That camel's not going to impress anybody.
It's tassels. I think you'll find tassels very appealing.
All right, so we've got an acrobatic manoeuvre there, which is a reasonable card, again in white-green with all of the fabricate and that sort of thing.
There's not a huge amount of synergy or anything you've got going in your particular version of the deck at the moment, though, right?
No, well, I've got a few energy makers and energy users that trigger when they enter, and I've got a couple of fabricate things.
It's kind of like a counterspell against some removal as well.
That's true, yeah. So I took the takedown for sideboard.
Yeah, I think that's definitely like it's a good sideboard card, whereas the other one's like a very mediocre, like playable, not even.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
pressure point's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
And
it's
it's like
not bad.
vehicles when they accrue their vehicles and you tap it down.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, so I was actually thinking I didn't end up playing either of those pressure points in my deck, and I'm wondering now if that was a mistake.
Yeah, right. And also, like you said, like you haven't seen any vehicles, which means that someone potentially has a bunch of vehicles.
Yeah, I did actually get killed by a bunch of flying trains in one of the rounds. So.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah.
So this is the Train Hawk combo.
It was the Train Hawk combo.
Okay. Yeah, a few Hawks in this deck would be pretty good too.
Yeah, yep.
Looks
Get
pretty
those
good.
tigers through.
You got a pretty decent curve, and like
Yeah.
pretty solid creatures.
Yeah, reasonable 2-drops and then some good things to get through late.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hawk wouldn't go astray.
Well, let's see what we can do. If the signals worked out for you.
Yeah, yep.
Come on, Pack 3, give us something amazing. What do we got?
Uh,
A land.
yeah, you saw that.
Oh, there's the
there.
Hawk. We were just talking about
Yeah,
you.
that's exactly what we wanted, right? We probably shouldn't have been talking about it
Outrider.
so excitedly. Yeah, the Outrider's great.
Yeah. A 4-mana 4/4 trample. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
The cub.
The cover's great.
Yeah.
Oh, they
so-
left it on the top for you. That's good.
So the Augmenter's good too. I would play the Augmenter, but the cover's just better.
Yeah, Cub's ridiculous. And if you've got you've already got a bunch of other ways to make energy, so it's just the threat of activation of the thing is crazy good.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think? What are you looking for now? What would be the best thing you could get in this pack?
The best thing, if somebody passes me a Skywhaler shot, for example. No, like Skywhaler shot is great. I'm super happy to get that. I wouldn't mind getting a big flying bomb of some kind though in white. You know, like one of the angel or something like that would be great.
Just because your curve's already nice and low, so you could afford to just have one big finisher. Is that?
Yeah, I just want some evasive threat to beat them in the face with. Basically,
Yeah, I mean, Green's pretty good at just getting big.
What?
Another card. Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah,
So,
Green's pretty good at just getting big with like guys and trampling over though, and so you've already
That's
got
true.
it covered, so that's pretty good.
That's true. Yeah, so I must have put people off green reasonably
Yeah,
well.
you did a good job,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
So do the long tusk cubs grow into the riparian tigers? Is that what happens?
I don't think so. I think they might be a completely different species. Ah, hey,
Oh,
there
wow.
we go. I didn't need to first pick this card, right?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so super happy to get that.
Oh, you wanted a evasive threat. There's one.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
true.
quite as giant as an angel, but
No, that's true.
it'll do the job.
But it's good enough. I'm happy with that.
Put some counters on it.
Yeah,
Gain some life.
seems good.
And more removal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so do I take the evasive threat or the removal spell? That's the question there.
I think you're probably pretty set at this point, right? In terms of like 2 of the vampire whitehawks, like tiger, a bunch of cubs that are going to get big.
Yeah, that was my thinking as well. You can never have too much removal or options for removal.
Yeah, it's pretty good removal.
Yeah. And the bird's pretty expensive too. Alright, hey, there we go. We've got a hawk.
We found him.
Yeah. You can send those cubs to the air so they can get their
Oh, wow.
extra energy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Combo.
Yeah. It's really good. And you can get it happening quite early too, so it just gets out of control. If only I had some trains to give flying to.
I bet there was a train in that pack.
One that I didn't see. Yeah. So I was about to take the Mastodon, but Captured by the Consulate's great. It blanks all of their removal spells and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Turns them into a flag bearer.
Yeah, pretty good. If only it stopped them from blocking as well as attacking.
Be amazing.
Yeah. So I'm pretty much just going to be picking the best green-white cards out of these packs now.
It's unlikely you're going to be playing anything that comes around this late
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. That's a reasonable combat trick, that one. But
Yeah, definitely.
But I think
You don't have a whole lot of artifacts though to get like the extra bonus.
that's true. And I think just filling my deck with all of the removal spells that I've got is better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Real spell is better than pop trick.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
confuses
wow. Cloud
me.
Blazer.
Yeah, it's very late for the Cloud Blazer, but I
You do
didn't
have an
take any of the
attune.
tunes. I didn't take any tunes.
You've got
so
you've got the bear that makes mana. That's
the only
it.
that's the only thing. Yeah.
Seems
I
ambitious.
see you passed it so quickly just so you wouldn't play it, I think.
Yeah, I had to get that temptation out of my hands. Because I'm definitely going to be playing the Avery mechanic. It's just great in this format with so many of the malfunctions that I've also passed to other people. I'm just super happy to have Avery mechanics to
Just to buy back, fabricate
yeah.
things, and
It's also a very good flavour win in that it's malfunctioning and the mechanic comes in and fixes it.
Yeah, that's the main reason. It's not for any gameplay reason. It's
purely a flavor
purely
draft
for
pick.
flavour. Yeah. Harold.
It's pretty good. You're still getting like some reasonable late picks.
Yeah.
So what does your curve look like at the end of this? Like you've got a lot of
I've got a
two-drops.
lot of 2-drops,
Yeah.
which I'm happy about. I'm
Yep.
very happy to have a lot of 2-drops. So yeah, a lot of 2-drops, and then a couple of 3s, and then at 4 we've got the Ibex and that sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, we've got the Pima Outrider at 4 as well. Yeah. And then 5 we've got the Tiger, basically.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining us. You can see the rest of our content on our website, draftaholicsanonymous.com, or follow us on Twitter @DraftaholicsMTG. See you next time.